Okay, so let's pick up where we left off. So I'm going to actually go to that window now, and we'll go to, oh yeah, there's our piece. And we're going to go to, let's say, the left side of it. All right, so we can see that flat area that we created a reference to. And now we need an angled piece to go on the bottom here. And this one, actually, we're going to do something very similar. So we're going to go to create an extrusion. And I don't have this on continuous, but that's fine. Let's just pick an angle. This is kind of thinking about drainage now. So that was 30 degrees I made. I'll carry this over to that edge. We'll come down here and we'll come back to that. And that completes our profile. We'll then complete that off and that'll extrude it. We'll now go to that exterior view and we'll pull this over until we can lock it to the side of the window and lock it over here to the side. And we need to give it that materiality. So I think all I need to do now is just, it'll automatically come up. So now I have our window with both angles on it. Those two are running into each other. Actually, if we looked at this from a 3D view, right? And I rotated this in a way that you could see it clearly. That other line or that intersection line you can't see. But it doesn't matter that these two are running by each other because the resultant is just that miter that gets generated from it. So we're all set with this element, I think. We can load it back in the project, going to the same place, overwriting the existing version, and there we have our base. Now the only thing we don't have is any glass in here. I don't think it's, I'm not seeing any transparency through here, so it makes me think that we're not actually making it all the way through to the other side of the window. Let's just take a look at this on wireframe. It actually is fitting the opening. I'm wondering why we're not actually seeing through it. There's nothing actually there in the opening. Might have to troubleshoot that a little bit. The next thing I want to do, though, is actually just duplicate this once again. So I'm going to go ahead to any view of this, and we'll come back to the window aspect. I'm going to go to, I'm going to work right inside of this. We're going to give this an instance property, that kind of idea of filling that window in. So I'm going to go to the front view or the exterior view of this. Remember, I talked about this being an opening as a window over here. So I'm going to make a solid section. I'm going to go create an extrusion. I'm going to use the box tool. I want to lock this off to each one of these parameters so that this box will always stay solid. I'm going to complete that off. We'll go to a top view of this. We can see that this is going from the center line. I'm going to pull this down, lock it to our reference line there, pull this up and lock it to our reference line here, and then give it that brick materiality. Okay, and then the last thing I want to do is actually give it an instance property. So I'm going to make a new instance. I'm going to go solid, not window. It's going to be an instance parameter, and it's going to be in the visibility parameter. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and click that, and now that's assigned to that. So if I was to now actually go to our properties, we should now have a instant solid, not window, and by default it's on, but I'm going to turn it off because I don't want it to be solid all the time. I'm going to click OK. We're going to go ahead now and load that into the project. Overwrite the existing version. And then I'm going to select this one, and you'll notice we now have this visibility parameter, solid, not window. I'm going to go ahead and select that and hit apply. And hopefully now we see a solid window. So now we have brick on that back side. So anytime I want to go back to the other effect, I'm just going to unclick that, and it's going to become a window again. And we haven't put any glass in it, so that's not critical. The only thing I want to do before we end this one is, actually in this view it's showing as clear, so I wasn't exactly sure what we were saying. So we don't really have a problem with transparency with this. So I'll end this clip. The next time I pick up, we'll work with just making some adjustments in the positioning of these windows to make an arrangement.